What's up everyone and welcome to the Empire. So lots of big things happening for Star Wars lately. We're currently halfway through the Bad Batch Season 2, Star Wars Jedi Survivor drops next month, there's been news about a new upcoming trilogy that takes place after the sequels, and a crazy new rumor about the original trilogy getting a live action series. But most importantly at the moment, The Mandalorian is finally back. I know we had Season 2.5 with the Book of Boba Fett, but now him and Grogu are back in their own series, and we get to finally see more of Mandalore among other interesting things. Now we're going to be breaking down 5 of the biggest moments from the first episode and talking about that, so let's get into it. Starting with number 1, the return of the Mandalorian. The episode kicks off with a Mandalorian initiation unique to this subsection of Mandalorians. We see all types of different armors and a couple familiar Mandalorians like the Armorer and Paz Vizsla, who is a descendant of Tar Vizsla, the Mandalorian Jedi who created the Darksaber. During their initiation, the Mandalorians are attacked by a giant creature from the sea. The Mandalorians do everything they can to take down the alligator-like creature, but its hide is too thick and their blasters are practically useless. But they're saved when an N1 Naboo starfighter appears from the sky and fires torpedoes at the beast, thus ending it there. Piloting the starfighter is none other than Din Djarin, returning with Grogu at his side. Number 2, we get this awesome scene when Din and Grogu are traveling through hyperspace. We see some whale-like creatures traveling alongside them. These are the Purgils, a very cool species living in deep space with the ability to travel through hyperspace. During Star Wars Rebels, Ezra Bridger made a connection with these beings and used them to help against Thrawn's fleet. I don't think these Purgil are the same ones from the series, but it seems like foreshadowing for what's to come later in this season. Next we have number 3, the updated Navarro. The city is now booming with life and completely different from when we first saw it in Season 1. There's even a monument of IG-11 who we last saw in Season 1 after he sacrificed himself to save the group and fight against Moff Gideon. After a failed attempt to rebuild IG-11, they get some help from several Anzilians. We last saw these little guys in The Rise of Skywalker, and it's cool to see them again. All they need from Din are some parts to fully restore IG-11 back to how he was last. While on Navarro, they run into a group of pirates being led by one called Vane. Cargo and Vane have a standoff that Cargo wins. After the other pirates try to blast him when Vane loses, Din shoots them all down, only letting Vane escape. Number 4, we get this incredible dogfight with these pirates from earlier. While they travel through the galaxy, Din gives Grogu a rundown of everything in the cockpit of the starfighter. During this lesson, a group of enemy starfighters led by Vane approach them. Then we get probably one of the best dogfights we've seen in Star Wars. I can't think of many scenes better than this. And while I miss the Razor Crest, the Naboo starfighter is just so much cooler. Din is able to pick off almost all the pirates except for Vane, who slips away and makes it back to the main ship. That's when they're introduced to a new threat, the Pirate King Gorian Shard. The design for him really gave off Davy Jones vibes, and that was probably a really cool detail about him. Din and Grogu were able to escape the warship, leaving Captain Shard not too happy. We'll probably see him a couple times through this season trying to get Mando. Last, we get a big scene with Bo-Katan. They arrive on Kalvala, a planet in the Outer Rim territory that was the homeworld of the House Kryze. They land at a Mandalorian castle belonging to Lady Bo-Katan. Din talks with Bo-Katan. He wants to join her in taking back Mandalore so he can bathe in the living waters, though he's surprised when he learns that she's abandoned her plans on taking the planet back. After losing the Darksaber, her forces eventually stopped following her once Din got his hands on the saber. She tells him to go lead them, but she's definitely not happy that he has it. She does tell him where to find the living waters of Mandalore though, so without her help, he leaves to go alone. At some point during this season, I could see them fighting to see who will get to wield the Darksaber. We got a tease of it here, but we all know it's coming at some point. That was all we got this episode. Not too much happened, but we're getting back into the flow of it and reintroducing everything. I still think this episode was great though, and I'm excited for the next one. Episode 2 was said to be a big one, and I'm ready to see what plays out in the next one because I have a feeling we're going to have something big dropped on us. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like and join the Empire today by subscribing for more Star Wars content. May the Force be with you, my friends.
The Force is with you, young Skywalker. You're not a Jedi.